Yo, 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 yo.
What's going on? It's time again.
Time for Coldplay.
Yes. Coldplay Media right here on Rip Radio Network. What's going on, everybody? How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Zamboni. How are you, man?
Good.
You looking good, man.
A complimentary handshake
You know what I'm saying?
to you.
Got you matching up with the Street Fighter cap and the Shikamaru shirt, man.
I appreciate it.
I'm looking extra plain.
A plain Jane over here.
Plain sweater, man.
And this is your only off show because usually you always have something going
I
on.
always got
got the
something.
Akatsuki.
I gotta rep something. I'd have like a ninja headband
And you
hanging
just got
on.
a head at the last convention. What was that?
I'm slipping, man. Are you talking about my what is it called? Not Sword Art Online.
It was some hat.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, Full Metal
hat.
Alchemist. And
Oh,
you have a
man.
Full Metal Alchemist shirt. What is this, Laundry Day?
Yes, man.
What is this, man?
I woke up in time, just in time for the show, and that's all I had time for, man. Just the anime, man. I'm about to geek out on you guys. I hope y'all ready.
Oh, man. What do we have coming up on this show?
Well, the first thing that we got is, Nintendo is rolling out with a prepaid service.
Prepaid or just a paid service?
Well, paid service. You know how people have PlayStation and Xbox. You got to pay to get online and do stuff.
Right.
But
go ahead. I'm sorry.
well, the good part about it is that it's less than $30 a year, which is half of the most of the competition.
Less than $30 a year.
Less than $30 a year, man.
So what is that? What, like?
They want like $2 a month.
$3 a month?
Yeah, they want like $2 a month.
I don't believe that.
I mean, I could believe it because let's be real. Nintendo Switch is the online service. Nintendo's never really been big on online service ever, unless
That's never really what they ever, dove into. Now, of course, you got your, the PlayStation Network, and you got your Xbox Live and all that.
Oh, yeah.
And you got all those online services, but now Nintendo's trying to jump in the game as well. Are you disappointed or are you happy about this?
I'm happy because, one, not anybody that I've ever met really played their Wii to get online like I do, really. I get online. And I'm online, I'm playing Overwatch, and everything on the game is online. With these kind of games that the Wii, the Switch is coming out with, I'm guessing that these games, most of them are going to be like either in the room or solo play.
So I've done a little bit of research on it, and with the Nintendo Switch, you'll still there's still a free aspect to it. You can still get online for free, but you're not going to get the full. The full picture, I guess. It's going to be like a halfway service. So that is still available as far as, what we know right now.
I mean, you're going to miss out on a lot of stuff. You're going to miss out on the multiplayer online gaming experiences.
And Nintendo was, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, but it was never really known for its online services at all.
Never.
So now I'm going to be a guy that has the Xbox service. I'm going to be a guy that has a PlayStation service. And obviously those have great points to it. The thing I'm most excited about with the Nintendo is that you get a free Nintendo NES or SNES download. You get a free NES and SNES download a month. So you can
But they take it away, though.
Yeah, they take it away. But at least think about it, man. I can play A Link to the Past, or I can download Super Mario World. You know what I mean?
I like it because it's kind of a bit of a tease. You like this game, try it out, you want it, you gotta come buy it. PlayStation Now has been doing something similar to that, where you can pay a monthly fee and get access to a couple of the games,
If you look at the history of Nintendo and online services, it was never really their forte.
Never.
And that's why part of it was always for free.
And that's why I kind of agree with, what's his name? President Tatsumi Kimishima.
Try your best.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I had to sound that out, man. Kimishima. The president of Nintendo, but he definitely came out with his idea. And I think that, it's a good idea coming out with a lower price, since Nintendo hasn't really set good expectations for online playing experience.
Well, if it's getting to the point where I'm paying for it, where your past history has always been for free, never been your forte, so it's not like we were blown away by their online services. But if I'm paying for it, I better get my money's worth, right?
It better work,
right? Like it's better work like nothing you've done before.
It better work viciously,
and that's what I'm excited about, because Nintendo usually delivers with these certain things. So now that they're actually taking that initiative to dive into that, we're really going to put some effort into this online process. Let's see how it works out.
Well, I know with the Switch coming out with Overwatch, that will be one game that they will have online. The Switch will be having Overwatch, which I'm very interested to see how the controls and everything work. That's what I heard. That's what I read.
I'm still a little bit skeptical on the controllers for the Switch. I mean, switching in and out from the TV to going to the one-on-one, the tablet play, and then doing the group play. I don't know how that's going to work out, but we'll see.
I think it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be you love it or hate it. If you're a 7-year-old kid, I bet you the Switch controller is going to be perfect, Or it's going to be like that Xbox controller where you're not going to be used to having like a big old Game Gear type device in your hand as you're playing. Right. It's going to be some kind of like, you're going to have to get
a smooth process with it.
Of getting used to it. You know what I'm saying?
So final word on it. Excited or not about the Nintendo Switch? As far as the paid service?
As far as the paid services, I like it. I like it because it's enough money for me to get it. It's keeping my expectations, mitigated. And it might also lower the cost of competing services such as PlayStation and Xbox. So I'm down for it. $30, I'm down.
I'm excited too because, like I said, I think they're taking the approach of trust us with this. We're not going to charge you out the wazoo. It's not going to be nothing where you have to pay $20 a month or anything crazy like that. And it's just, give a little bit to, take a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense for
give and take to it.
Yeah. For what everyone else is asking, I think it's more than enough. More than enough.
So we got some big news coming up. So where are we going? It's February 17th to the 19th. What's going on?
We're going to be at KatsuCon.
KatsuCon, anime convention.
It's going to be live.
Yes.
It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be covering it. And that brings into question, who would you want to see interviewed? Or who would you like to see?
My favorite thing to do at these conventions is obviously, just besides the celebrities there, is going to be the cosplayers. You know what I mean? Like, I love hitting the streets and, even inside the convention and just seeing all the effort and work that people put into their costumes. And that's the biggest reason I go.
Oh, yeah. People do awesome jobs with those costumes. You can really see they really tailor themselves well. I've seen people with real swords. I've seen people really design their dresses, and it's all tangibly real. Like, before people used to have stuff made out of cardboard, but then you got stuff like this. Good Lord. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and that stuff takes time and effort, and they really put in a lot of work into it, to their weapons, to their accessories, all the way down to the minute details. And it's something really exhilarating to watch.
Yeah, to see them out there in the costumes, interview them. We can't wait to interview some cosplayers and have some more videos on them.
Who are some of the celebrities that are going to be there?
We're going to have a lot of celebrities, a lot of voice actors. We're going to have a whole lot of people going on. What's her name? Rem. The musical DJ from Japan is going to be in there.
Yes, and we saw a lot of concerts on the last convention we went to as well. So those are exciting things to go to.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a lot of voice actors there. A lot like Robbie Draymond, Amanda Miller, a lot of good ones who have been in a lot of anime such as Sword Art Online, a lot of the more familiar stuff that you're going to see, that you've seen recently, you're going to see those voice actors there.
And the good thing about it is, like, when you meet these voice actors, you're surprised when they start telling you their history. They've done a lot. They've been in the game for a while. And so it's like, I've done this voice, I've done that voice, I've been on this, I've been this, even though like little roles and to big roles, like in the video games and the video game voice acting and all that.
It's always interesting to see, where they've come from, what they've done. The same guy who's playing Sasuke is the same guy who's playing Eugene off of Hey Arnold.
Exactly, right.
It's just one of those things where it's just strange to see where people hop around, and it's also cool to see, the levels of where people go, because they'll start in voice acting and they might be a director or an artist or a producer and be associated some other way.
Right, especially a lot of the people that we talk to, like, they always have a bigger plan what they're trying to do. And every time they go into the voice acting, a lot of people said that they're trying to do something different at first. Like, well, really, I just wanted to write shows, or really, I want to do this. But somebody heard me talking in a certain voice, and they said, you're perfect for the role. So one of those great things I like about interviewing those voice actors is that they tell you their story. And I can't wait to hear a bunch of stories when we go there.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of stories. It's going to be a lot of panels, panels that I'd be interested in seeing. They got stuff as critiques on popular anime, breaking it down. They got the Hidden Leaf Shinobi yoga.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Hit the yoga on them. You know what I'm saying?
Really? Hidden Leaf Shinobi yoga. How does that go? How can you envision that?
Well, pretty much they're gonna have yoga instructors, and they're gonna be using a lot of hand gestures and movements that they have.
So they're gonna teach you like what all those hand signs mean, and you're doing it with yoga?
The hand signs mean like They mean like animals
Rats,
or
dog,
something.
bird,
Yeah. But with the way that they're gonna have it, they're gonna be doing real yoga, real yoga moves. But you're also gonna be doing, the
signs with
it.
So it's a combination of both.
It's a combination of both. It's different things. You're gonna have the arm back. It's really interesting to see how they would, form an anime about ninja stuff with actual, yoga and exercise and stuff like that. And I've been seeing a lot of it online.
Even with that, they got a bunch of other things that are going on too. As far as Merchant Hall, of course, the merchants are going to be there.
Merchants.
I know we got a couple of shirts. They also have the vendors from all over. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
yeah. And also they're going to have an artist corner, an artist alley. And this is the one thing I want to do, which I've never done. I want to buy a picture. I want to buy an artist picture of like some type of favorite anime. I remember we saw a cool Zelda one. They have a bunch of Zelda ones.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of them from Naruto. And it's like sometimes they draw it right in front of you. It's really cool to see. And I definitely want to do a piece on that when we go. And we make sure we get it to you guys as well.
Oh, definitely. And if anybody wants to email us anything that they want us to cover while they're there, if there's something that you're really interested in seeing, please email us at coplaymedia@gmail.com.
That's
and
right.
we can know ahead of time and do it for you and show it for you. You can see it, man.
So hey, I'm gonna put myself out there this time.
Do it, bro.
Listen, man, I'm gonna do LARPing this time. I want to see what it's like. Hey, listen. They have it there. It's a big part to it. You want to rehash your story a little bit?
Oh man,
about what you did at the LARPing.
Oh man,
so
that
Dean
LARPing,
has already done the LARPing.
I've already covered the event of LARPing, and I try to do like a documentary on LARPing. And LARPing, live action role playing, is a very interesting world. If you're into those table board games and you watch a lot of anime, that's going to be your real meat and potatoes for the anime conventions right there.
Right, and I know you had a weird experience there where
Super
it was
fucking super. I
don't think it's weird. Just something lame. Different. Yeah.
It was like you really have to watch all the animes. Like you really have to be in depth to know who does what, how everyone works together. Because what they'll do is they'll take a system of anime shows that are out there, create characters, and then create a storyline in which you follow through as a group using your individual skills and abilities to assist your way through.
You mentioned abilities. Like I heard one thing's like I can do do a slow spell on you and you have to like move slow or something like that.
Well, if the character is somebody who controls time, like say if the character is, say there'll be Sasuke there. His thing will be like he'll have the Chidori, the Mangekyo Sharingan, the Black Fire, and those would be the abilities that he would have. He would have, Naruto would be in there, and one of his abilities would be like Shadow Clone or something like that.
So how do you mimic that in a LARPing, a Shadow Clone?
Well, they have different they give you abilities based off of the characters,
right?
And
you chose the boxing guy last time.
Yeah. Hajime no Ippo, which I'm probably going to talk about at some point, which is a great if you're into sports but you don't think that you're into anime, or if you're into sports trying to get into anime, Hajime no Ippo is by far the most comprehensive boxing anime that I've ever seen. Going into not only the punches and how the forms, but based off of the old boxers, is truly an incredibly deep shonen anime. I'm gonna talk about that one day.
Other things they got going on at Katsucon is they have an extensive manga library. Now, of course, they're going to have that. Check this out, man. They're going to have a modeling contest.
Woo!
Do you know what theme it is this year?
Sci-fi.
Yeah, science.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I want to see that black chick from Doctor Who. I want to see people dress up as her. 'Cause she was, if you guys watch Doctor Who, she was in there and she was bad.
They're also going to have a photo suite set up for all the amazing cosplayers, as well as tabletop gaming and video gaming. Of course, what it's all about, gaming and anime.
We're going to be there. We're going to be covering. It's going to be live. We're going to give live updates. You can check us out.
Interviews, live updates, pretty much the whole nine. We're going to be there. So make sure you check out all the content we put up at coplaymedia.com. And make sure you give us a shout out and reply and comment.
If you see us there, please say hi.
Yeah, say something to us.
Let us know you
we're nice
exist.
Guys. I think we're nice guys.
I think we're pretty nice. Nice enough. We at least look nice.
Right.
So next point, I want to bring in there a game that came out, which a different concept that I really enjoyed.
So what is this concept about? What is this about?
It's a game that you play as the boss.
I play as the boss.
Now, just bear with me now. Bear with me. The game is called Nefarious, and they take boss battles from Sonic the Hedgehog, Metroid, Final Fantasy and they put him into where you are actually the boss. You are actually the big robot going down the street shooting lasers. You know, you got the Dr. Robotnik type ball and chain and you're crushing
Get out
stuff.
of here.
Oh yeah. Now,
are you serious?
Now the base of this game is a platformer, so you still run around like Mega Man running around hitting stuff, but when the boss battle's coming in, you're the big guy. You know what I'm saying? You're doing the damage, you're in the levels, you know, like
This is such an evil game.
it's an awesome game.
Am I trying to destroy the world or keep the princess or kidnap a princess and all that?
Well, you are kidnapping the princess. Yes, you are. Yes, you is. You know, and you go around and you're causing destruction. You're the boss, like the Sephiroth boss battle. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel is if we really need more of in the future, more games that show off creativity. I really love this indie game out here on stream. It's already out right now. I think it was out in January. And
it's called Nefarious.
Nefarious. It's a great.
I like the concept of it because it's something different that you don't see every day.
I think the concept is one of the most important parts.
And they really take like scenes out of those old games and you just switch sides. And it's almost like playing that scenario in a totally different light.
And I love it. And I love games that give a great twist on something, a deconstruction of an idea or something and rebuilding it into something better.
I mean, I don't know, though, man. You got to feel like bad on the inside, though, man. I mean, yeah. I mean, listen, you got heroes across from you and you're the villain. I mean, I'm all for the bad guys. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite characters is Bowser. So that would be a great scenario to stop Mario for once, right?
Yeah.
But, it brings a whole different visual to it. But come on, man.
Imagine you're Bowser and every level you kidnap the princess and you knock this dude off of a bridge,
Yeah, beating up a plumber, right?
Beating up on a plumber, man, and walking away with his girl. Like that's how it should be done. That's the way that we should be doing it.
Yep. Yeah, man, I think it's a cool game, cool concept. So, what's it called again? Nefarious, right?
Nefarious. It's an indie game on Steam. It came out January 23rd. Now, keep in mind, at heart, it is an action platformer, But I love this idea. I hope it encourages more variety in video games to come in the future.
And I think it should. And I think you're slowly starting to see this movement of people trying different concepts in video games.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do think that's cool. And make sure you guys check that out. It's called Nefarious.
Yep. Please do.
So speaking of games that are, kind of different, what's been ruling right now is app games, right?
App games.
I mean, app games have been they're just it's the future.
I mean,
be honest. It's what's now.
It's the best distraction you can get at work.
Yeah. And it's the perfect thing in any scenario, not just work in any scenario where you're bored or something.
Bored on the train, heading somewhere in a boring situation, just whip out that game.
Exactly. So, we kind of picked out some of our favorite apps that we wanted to look at, and let's take a look at the first one. That is something different. It's called WWE Champions. Everybody knows I'm a big fan of the WWE, right? So the first thing I want to say is I'm not the biggest fan of Bejeweled and all Candy Crush and things like that.
Hey.
I'm not. I know it's hot. I know it's very popular. I've never been the biggest person for it. But when you add wrestling to it, and once I do like a little maneuver on there and match up with some of the
match three, you get Stone
Rubies,
Cold Steve Austin
going out. It's a very cool, and it's a lot more in depth than what that shows. Like you can unlock different characters, unlock different abilities, and especially if you follow the storyline of WWE, they incorporated all of that into this game.
Now that is interesting.
It's very interesting. So, like, even if you're not into wrestling like that, it's something that you can still be into because it's such a simple game, straightforward, you can play.
Yeah, those puzzle Tetris games is gold.
So when you say if you eliminate you clear all the red rubies, that they have a gauge for them, and obviously it's a split screen, so you're watching them wrestle at the same time you're playing the game. And once you do all the red rubies, it'll fill up their red gauge, and that red gauge represents an ability. So the red gauge will represent a DDT. Then if you do the yellow rubies, the yellow gauge represents a pile driver.
Yeah.
And then the blue gauge represents their finisher. You know what I mean? So
that's
once
awesome.
you're doing this, you got to pin them 1, 2, 3, and you win.
Do you have to hold down the button or something to pin them?
Once you clear it, and you hit them with the finisher, it's basically over.
That's what's up,
Yeah,
man.
it's cool. They're not getting up from that. So I think it's a cool concept. I like the way they work together with Bejeweled or whoever thought of this idea to add the WWE universe into it. I love it. I think it's great.
I think it's definitely a great idea. You know, for me, usually on my cell phone, I try and get on there and play as many emulators as I can. You know, Pokemon, that kind of thing. But one of the games that's really been calling out to me lately that I really started getting a hold of and started playing like a ridiculous amount of is Hyper Heroes.
Hyper Heroes. Let's take a look.
What?
It's a soul slicer. Aha! My blade for this chance. My blood is boiling. Rah!
Let me be your guardian angel!
Yeah, so I mean, you said it's like pinball meets
A JRPG, man. So basically, you got 4 characters. You know, they got different abilities. You're able to pin, bounce, or like stick, and your characters have different abilities, and you earn them through making money and currency during the game by fighting people. So you go around, you know, you have one character who's just mostly defense, and he'll go and he'll distract all the bad guys, and as they're attacking him and he defends consistently, you have your other characters attacking, and it's a real good game of like pinball meets an action game like Gauntlet Legends, you know.
So it's kind of some strategy in there as well.
There's definitely a level of strategy in there, and you want to knock around your other marble type characters so that they'll perform attacks while you're fighting, and it's very interesting to see it because your characters are bouncing around.
I mean, yeah, I love JRPG. So as soon as I saw that little trailer, I'm like,
oh
wow,
yeah,
this looks tight. I don't know what the concept is, but it looks cool.
It's an interesting concept. I'd say the best way to explain it is to check it out. You know, check it out if you like playing those pinball games. If you like playing those what do you call those pool type video games? It works on that kind of same system.
Really, like you're talking about like billiards.
Like billiards,
You know what I'm saying?
So have your character, you can turn them around a certain angle, make sure that he hits the other characters.
That's sweet.
It's really tight. And you face huge boss, and you're knocking around him. He has a weak point, and you try and hit it as much as you can.
I think the cool thing about that is, and both these app games represent it, is a simple concept dressed up into something else.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Such as Bejeweled, you add wrestling to it, you have some type of storyline to it, you have an app,
and you have a whole
you
new
know
game.
What I mean? Even yours, the pinball. You know what I'm saying? And mixed with a little bit of billiards action, and you add your JRPG aspect, and then you have something right there. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's awesome. It's an awesome game. I feel as if everyone should check out both of those app games. You know, I'm not a huge app game type person, but I would definitely say those app games are worth your time.
All right. So, hey, I'm pretty sure the audience knows, and I'm pretty sure you know and I know, the greatest thing ever is Toonami, right?
Toonami is the reason why I got into anime. Toonami is that show that, you know what I'm saying, when I was a kid and I was around like 13 to 15, I used to go home and watch Toonami.
I think it just represented, even when you're younger than that, when you race home, you want to watch cartoons, right?
Yeah.
And what are some of the cartoons we used to see? Tiny Toony Adventures, Looney Tunes, all the stuff. Then we grow into the Gargoyles and the Batman and all that stuff. And then you finally get to this cutting edge. I'm like, what is this anime? What is this?
Futuristic.
About? Yeah. What is this difference? What is this? And it just puts it on another level. It kind of just expands your mind to like a totally different cartoon.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, Toonami was not the first block of anime to come out. There were ones before then. There were ones that would come out on like Channel 20 on Saturday morning. There was a sci-fi block hour that they had on Saturdays at like 1:00 in the morning. But
you remember Space Ghost Coast to Coast?
Oh yeah,
that was like my favorite.
Coast to Coast. I used to love that. I used to love that kind of thing. And when Toonami came along, not only was it just the regular animes that I saw in passing, like Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that, but it put me on to all different types of games. One of my favorite animes of all time was Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop, very popular.
Very popular anime to watch. Big O was one of my favorite animes to watch. You know, and I love not only in the block genre of anime did they also have interesting shows, but it was also an intelligent movement that really knew what the audience wanted. You know, other things, other channels, they would show stuff like Dragon Ball Z. It would be like some white guy being like, coming up next is Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
He's like in a suit.
This dude was this hyped up.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you have no idea what the fuck Dragon Ball Z is, man. You're hyping up something you have no idea about.
On the next episode.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
But it made you want to watch the next
I
episode.
did watch it, though. And, you know, Toonami is awesome. Not to mention, fun fact here, you know, Tom, the bot played by Steve Bloom that does all the voice acting and stuff like that. Tom is actually Toonami Operation Module. That's actually what Tom stands for.
What? Really?
Yeah, Tom is a Toonami Operations Module.
I never knew that.
Yeah, that's what the name Tom is. And it's played by a really good voice actor, Steve Bloom, who's been in Cowboy Bebop and a string of
Very
other.
familiar name, yeah.
Very familiar name.
I know one thing that I learned from Toonami when I was a kid is watching Dragon Ball Z, and of course you're watching the English version. And then I'll never forget the scene with the Cybermen and Yamcha and Tien and all of them were about to fight. And then that's when they killed off Yamcha. Yeah. But it's not like kill, because they can't say kill or death. So they're like, we're gonna send them to the next dimension. Right?
Another dimension.
Yeah. So you're just like, okay, you're gonna send them to the next dimension. What is this? So they'll just disappear. I remember watching the subtitled version, and I'm like, okay, Yamcha gets blown up. Okay, he gets sent to the next dimension. And I see him still laying there, and I'm like, "Well, wait a minute. Is he dead?
He was in another dimension, all right.
I know, right? So it's like that Jedi mind trick they play on. Yeah, don't worry, they're just being sent to the next dimension.
To another dimension, we'll be okay.
Like, nah, this dude is on the ground, dead.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Bleed out. He's not even bleeding out no more. He's just bleeding.
I know. Other popular shows from Toonami is Sailor Moon. You can't go past the segment
Sailor
without
Moon,
talking about that.
Rurouni Kenshin. Groundbreaking anime. You know, and anime that you would not have watched if you didn't watch Toonami.
Right, exactly. And one of the number one shows I actually saw was Yu Yu Hakusho, and I knew you'd be happy about that.
Man, I love me some Yu Yu Hakusho, bro. Man. In fact, I'm probably going to take a lot of comparisons from Yu Yu Hakusho to the anime that I'm going to talk about in my corner today, but, Toonami was awesome for putting me onto that, man.
Yeah.
It's one of the best shonen I've ever seen, bro.
Right. I mean, and it's not just, the popular anime like what's the one? Oh man, it leaves my mind. The guy with the guns and everything. There's like a devil and likes blood and all that.
Trigun.
Yes, Trigun.
Trigun.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. That's a cool one too.
Yes, Trigun was awesome. Just so many games. Soul Capture, Sakura, whatever that's called. Card Captors, I think it was called. Just what it was. Toonami was it was not just a genre being pushed onto an audience, but television programming really foretelling what somebody wants and needs and really giving it to them,
I mean, yeah, you just grew up with it almost. It was almost like the perfect timing of like growing up, especially with our range. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in our age range, everybody has seen it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has seen Toonami, and it's
and
one
that's
of those
why we
things
all love it.
Yeah. Do you remember when they had a break in 2008 when they were like, we're canceled?
Oh no, I know.
Actually, it was actually what do you call it? An April Fool's joke.
They used to always play little tricks like that.
Oh yeah, they were always super fun with it. But it was that brought them back into full effect now today.
On that note, speaking of breaks, we're gonna take one now. We'll catch you in a little bit. Toonami, baby.
This is Dynamite.
Rip Radio fam. Show them who you're rocking with. Get your official Rip Radio Network shirts today. Available in black and white, all sizes. Go to dmvlife.com, then click on DMV Store. Get yours today.
Come with me now. Come with me now.
Make sure you cop your Rip Radio shirt.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
now,
you got to.
now for those before the break heard those vicious beats, that was actually one of the songs that was remixed from this day's Anime Corner, man.
Hey, listen, y'all couldn't see us, but we were really rocking to that beat
Oh, that
for
beat
a
was
second.
going hard, man. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun.
So obviously, we're taking a right turn real quick to D's Anime Corner. You know, and I know you got a big anime that's close to your heart.
I'm so excited.
Close to your heart.
I'm so
This
excited.
is where I shut up and I let you do your thing. Hunter x Hunter by D Anime's Corner. It's almost like setting somebody up on stage, right?
Woo! I can't wait. Okay, so Hunter x Hunter, where to begin? Hunter x Hunter was created by Yoshiro Tagashi and produced by Studio Bones. It was actually one of the games. I'm gonna call him Tagashi from now on because that name is too hard. Tagashi is actually the same creator who created Yu Yu Hakusho.
Wow.
And actually, you can see the similarities
And
from
that's the same show you talked about last
same
time.
show I
Yu Yu
talked about
Hakusho.
last. Same creator. Side note, by the way, completely unrelated. He's actually married to the creator of Sailor Moon.
Wow, really?
Yeah, you can actually see inside the show. They'll have little Easter eggs referencing to each other that you can see. In fact,
Oh, isn't that romantic?
one of the main things that I love about Hunter x Hunter is the continual references to stuff and people everywhere. You know, I'm actually going to go out on a limb to say that Hunter x Hunter is one of the greatest animes of all time.
Oh, come on. Now, that's too big of a claim now. Greatest of all time.
It's a big claim, but there's a lot of supporting evidence.
You're going to have to
show.
convince me, my man.
Like, okay, so first thing, we'll compare it to Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho was the perfect definition of a shonen anime. You know, characters would come in, situation would happen, solve it with a tournament. You know what I'm saying? Next arc, something would happen, solve it with a tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's cool if you like tournaments. I love tournaments, you know?
Yeah.
But
it's the ultimate showdown.
it's ultimate showdown, and if it's done correctly, it's a great way to show the differences between the characters, the motivations, what drives them, why they're there. You know, and what Hunter x Hunter does is it starts out like that. You think it's a shonen, you know, something happens and you know, get your hunter license and solve it with a tournament.
Get a hunter's license.
Well, now I'll go into that. I don't want to ruin too much now. I don't want to ruin too much now.
Okay,
There's so much going
you
on.
You got my attention. Continue.
So, you know, instead of going, you know, after the first arc, it goes into a different turn where they start adding different variables into the show, such as going to an island or there being a mob or mafia trying to rob someplace, you know, and what you find is a lot of depth when it comes to character development as well as animation.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things I wanted to ask you about was the character development. Can you tell me a little bit about the characters?
So there's Gon, who is the official main character.
Okay.
And I probably, while I'm here, I'll probably compare him a little bit to Yusuke, who is the off of Yu Yu Hakusho. You know, he's I wouldn't say he's not bright, which is what I like in a main character, because instead of fumbling and getting into how deep and how smart he is, he leaves there to be enough room for the other characters to be developed, which is really one of the best things, such as the friendship that he develops with his homeboy, Killua, who is actually from a family of assassins who was like notoriously boss assassins. Like they are literally like the Trumps of assassinations. You know what I'm saying? Just
Right.
rich and balling and evil as all get out. And, you know, they talk about it, you know what I'm saying? It moves on, and what they develop is a relationship that moves on with the other two characters, which is Kurapika, who is basically like Sasuke. He's even got the red eyes, and, you know, as soon as his eyes turn red and his eyes change, it's going down. And Leorio, who is basically like Kuwabara, which is kind of like the joke, kind of like the bum,
The goofy one.
the goofy one, which is
Yeah.
funny because he's the tallest, biggest one. He ain't done nothing. He ain't gonna do nothing.
So it sounds like what you told me was like the main character is obviously the main character, but sometimes takes a step back and you can kind of clearly see the development of the supporting character.
You will see arcs go by where the main villain has not even talked to Gon.
Really?
Hasn't even had words. The thing that I like about Gon as the main character is he is very rarely the strongest man in the room. Actually, Killua, who's homeboy, is actually a stronger, more fierce fighter.
The assassin.
That's the assassin. So he's like the next in line. And you could tell by his hair. Everybody in his family has black hair, except for the leaders who have white hair, and they're born like that.
Wow.
So Killua's the
Born
next,
leaders.
Born leaders. Born into, and the way that they go into the story development, how things unleash, one of the main villains, Killua's older brother, Illumi. And one of the things I like so much about this anime is that no one is clearly good or bad. And I think that's one of the deeper things that you really get into an anime, where you see Gon, the main character, doing a lot of things that are not superhero-like, and you see a lot of the villains running around doing things that are very humanistic. You get their backgrounds, you get their stories, you find out their motivations, and then you kind of weep for them a little bit when they get sent to another dimension, and it's a really great experience going through, seeing the character development, seeing Gon and Killua grow as fighters. Oh, and then there's the Nen. Nen is the magic, is the chi.
Nen?
Yes, Nen.
Okay.
And there's different kinds that you can get. You can get one to be an enhancer, where you'll be extra strong and all your abilities will be super strong. There's some where you're a manipulator and you manipulate the field or your opponent. Or you could be a specialist where you do something real left field. And it's just one of those things where I like this because, like in Naruto, it went from having good fighting to kind of being like, let's stand opposite of each other and spam our greatest powers. Like, let me spirit bomb you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
let's see who wins.
Let's see who wins. Well, the thing I like about this is that there's no over 9,000 power levels. You're just going to automatically get your ass handed to you. No.
Like, I can do this and you can do that, and we're about to go at it to see who hits who with what.
Yep. and one of the things that I love is the abilities that they bring. It's usually based on their actual personality. So Gon, he's really into games and playing around. He's a big kid. Well, he's a kid. He has an ability called rock, paper, scissors.
An ability called rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. Well, in Japanese they call it janken, but it's rock, paper, scissors, and he'll be like, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. And he'll do one of 3 moves, and one is like rock, like he'll punch the fuck out of you. The scissors, he'll cut you. Cut the fuck out of you. And paper, he's going to shoot something at you, and you're going to feel it. So you got to know what he's going to, kind of guess what he's going to do, and his moves and abilities are based off of his personality, which is what I like. I don't want everyone doing a Kamehameha wave. I don't want everyone doing a shadow clone. Everyone brings their own thing to the table, and they rock with it.
How's the animation and the music with this anime?
The animation and the music, which we heard during the break, is fantabulous. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I will give the studio for is that they had a constant supply of keeping their budget during the entire seasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is beautiful. Everything is tasteful. Every fight... You know how in Dragon Ball Z they got that thing where they're moving too fast and all you see is some blurs going around?
Yeah.
They do that to save money, right? Hunter x Hunter don't do that. You see them moving around. You see them doing their abilities. You see them doing their thing.
There's something going on.
You see him rocking, bruh. Yeah. You see him rocking. That's one of the guys right there. He's one of the strongest characters in the game right there. And his thing is that, like, he got enlightened, so his ability is like that of enlightenment. It's like a real, like, Buddha statue fucking fighting for you. You know what I'm saying?
Buddha fighters.
He's like a Buddha fighter, and he's one of the best. And one of the things, the Hunter license that I talked to you about is pretty much, it's a license to be a G or a hero or whatever. It's worth like $50 billion. You could sell it. You could become a hunter.
If I get a Hunter license, I can go kill people? Or?
You can kill people.
I have a license to kill.
You have access, yes. You have access to all information, all places. So if you want to go to a library, whatever, your Hunter Pass will cover all of that. You can sell your Hunter Pass for $50 million, and you and your family can be rich forever. Wow. You can do pretty much whatever you want, but that means that it's a bitch for you to go get it. So you got to compete with all these people and possibly die. Kill people or possibly die to get it.
So who would you recommend this anime to?
I would recommend the anime to people who like Yu Yu Hakusho, people who like Naruto, people who like Dragon Ball Z, because those animes.
I mean, who doesn't like any of those, right?
It's really, I really mean, it's one of the greatest
it's a
anime.
Nice balanced anime.
It's a real bad.
That has something for everybody.
No one's destroying the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No one is super overpowered. You know, it's really, and I like that they even take stuff like some of the characters, some of the villains you see are ripped specifically from Dragon Ball Z. Like if you saw the character, you'd be like, this dude is like Cell and Freezer melded together to make a character. They got the same hands, they're the same colors. Like you could tell it's a rip off, but the way they do it is tastefully. And the things that they do rip off of is stupid stuff. Like, you know, they'll call a city York New City instead of New York City.
Oh, very, very lame.
That's the
but
lamest
hey,
part.
that's not the point of it. So make sure you check it out. Hunter x Hunter, anime for everybody. Sounds like it has an in-depth story, and it has big-time character development.
Greatest anime of all time.
I don't know. I gotta see about that.
You're gonna see it. You're gonna love it.
All right. So last but not least, the return of Go Play, No Play. All right. Yes. So the first one we have up is Just Dance 2017.
Just Dance.
Is this your idea?
Yes.
Oh boy.
By the way, shout out to my girl. I love doing Just Dance with you, baby.
Let's play the clip.
Just Dance. Like I remember there was a homeboy of mine who played Dance Dance Revolution. He lost mad weight.
Oh yeah, I mean those are the great things about those games. It's a big time fitness, something to be active with, something you can do with your kids,
something you can do with your kids, your wife,
you know,
anybody,
even family, friends. You know, everyone can join in on it and have some fun.
It's really great. Up to 6 players. It's going to be on the Switch. It's on PlayStation 4. It's on Xbox
It's going to be on the
One.
Switch. It's going to have a lot of people involved.
Oh yeah, it's going to have a ton of people involved, and the motion detectors and everything. It works very, very well.
So
Great
you
game.
sound like a Go Play because you probably play this with your girl all the time. You
Go
know what I
play
mean?
it.
I'll say Go Play too. I was a big fan of the Michael Jackson when that came out.
Michael Jackson
you
was
know
really
what I mean?
hard.
So,
You can go back and go hear the old songs too.
Right. So up next, let's look at Kingdom Hearts. Hold on, am I reading this right?
2.8.
Kingdom Hearts 2.8.
Because we'll never get 3.
Oh boy, let's see it.
If we are ever to strike down Xehanort, 7 sleeping keyholes must be found and unlocked.
You've been here many times, relived again and again, like deja vu.
What's written in the last page of the book is gonna happen.
We're here to make sure that light lives on.
If we don't do something, light will expire.
But Master, isn't there anything we can do?
Terra, Ven,
Aqua, can you see me?
of course. I see Ven too.
Wait, you know this place, Aqua?
I visited once, and I met two boys I considered passing the Keyblade on to.
Sora saved me once. And I heard him call my name. There are so many hearts that are connected to yours. Sora, see? That's why it has to be you.
Everyone wants to know about the lost page.
If everyone's collecting light solely for themselves,
May your heart be your guiding key. I say it all the time. You ultimately need to do what your heart feels is right.
May our hearts be our guiding key.
there's a phrase no one's used in ages.
It's something I like to try and remember.
You were gone a long time. What were you doing?
Secret. I'm back!
Man, just call it 3. Just call it 3. What is this, 2.8?
You know, I don't agree with it, but I'm going
Come
to buy
on, man.
it.
I mean, it was the next thing to come out. Okay, now this is going to be
it's gonna be beautiful.
2.99999. Like, what is this, man?
I'm going to be in line, trying to cop that shit. I'm like, this is 2.95, man. I need this shit, man. Look at this remix,
I'm
man.
excited for it. Yeah, of course I'm going to say Go Play. It's a Kingdom Hearts, and they've been, stringing us along for so long. You know what I mean?
For about 15 years, actually.
I know, right? Just call it 3.
15
It's
years.
3.
You saw it was like 15th anniversary before.
I know, right? I'm like, what is that 15th year anniversary?
Been giving you 2 games for the last 15 years.
Oh my gosh, they really stretched that out to make as much money as possible.
Hey, they get my money. So, Kingdom Hearts 2.8,
Yep.
Producer by Rie Nishi, written
right.
by
Get it right.
Masaru Oka,
Good attempt.
on directed by Tetsuya Nomura.
Anyway, we got
and it's all PlayStation 4.
That's right. Go Play from both of us. We already know that.
Go play it.
Mickey's back. All right.
Mickey's back.
Persona 5's up next. Let's take a look at Persona 5.
Persona.
Mickey's back.
15.
What's the matter? Are you simply going to watch? Was your previous decision a mistake then? I am thou, thou art I. Call upon my name and release thy rage!
It's time. You a transfer student?
Please keep a close eye on him. Don't let him cause any trouble outside.
This rain ain't too bad. You better hurry up or we'll be late.
Are you really a bad person, as the rumor says?
The world is not as it should be. It faces an inevitable, utter ruin. However, mankind is said to hold the power to overturn even the most dire of predicaments.
Personas are the strength born from one's heart.
No matter what it takes, I will bring you to justice!
I can feel it.
This is awesome! Now that I got this power, it's time for payback!
You're right. No more holding back.
Going all in on this plan is the only choice we got. I wonder who they'll bring
game looks
justice to
crazy.
next. It's not just Japan.
For those who are not familiar with the Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne series or the Persona series, Persona 5 is one of the greatest role-playing games. I picked all my favorite games, if you haven't noticed.
I mean, hey, listen. I like them, though. I mean, it looks cool. Like, what's the story about, real quick?
So
Just
the
give us a quick-
story, pretty much, if you ever played a Persona game, you pretty much live a double life. Dual life, one you spent in high school making friends with various people. The other one you spend up all night fighting people, trying to make the world a better place. You use a thing called personas, which is pretty much your superpowers. You kill stuff, you kill people, stuff goes on. Use the relationships that you make in the daytime to strengthen your monsters and yourself in the nighttime. And you check it out.
Go Play. Next up, we got Mass Effect.
Andromeda.
Let's check it out.
Is that our golden world?
That's Habitat 7. New Earth, if we're lucky.
We're marooned. 20,000 souls adrift at sea. When the power runs out, and stays out, we need to know if that's safe harbor.
Shuttle 2, taking your lead.
Good luck, Pathfinder team.
All stop, now!
Oh my god.
Get us out of here.
They've got us pinned against the Scourge.
Surrender or burn.
I know you're a huge Mass Effect fan.
Oh man, you not?
Yeah.
Mass Effect was one of the greatest. Was it 3-part series? That I'm wondering how Andromeda is going to bring it.
Hype level on this game, 1 to 10.
Ooh, 9.5.
9.5. You sure it ain't 10?
9 3/4. 9 4/5.
Okay, go play on it.
Go
What about
play
you?
it.
All right. On that note, we're gonna sign off. It's Coldplay Media right here on Rip Radio Network.
Squad.
Bye.